Hello, everybody. It's Margaret here with 60andMe. Thanks for being here today. I've got a really fun topic for you today that I think is going to be enlightening for me and hopefully for you too. You saw from the title of the video that this is about storage units. It's about downsizing, but in a way that is very focused on the things that we've got in storage that we can't see. Now, Joan Rutter Ward, one of our bloggers, wrote this article on basically don't put your dreams about retirement in a storage unit, because not only is it financially going to hit you hard and you're going to end up paying money for things you never will use, but also psychologically, I think it's going to help to clear your the past, because those storage units are full of things that either you never use very much, that you are going to eventually get rid of, and you're just putting them there as a holding thing. They belong to your family, your children, grandchildren. I just, I don't judge, by the way, because I had storage units for years. I must have spent $100,000, over the course of my life on storage units. And they're like expensive. I mean, £100 a month, £200 a month now. And they prey on people who move into houses that don't have enough space, maybe downsize into an apartment, and you just have too much stuff. Then you put it in your storage unit. Joan talks about a really it's a kind of sad story about her mom, who she actually had plans to do a business, not business, but she loved to sew. She had lots and lots of fabric and things like that she stored in a storage unit, along with a lot of other things. And then her life sort of took over, as it does. What is that quote by John Lennon? Life is what happens to you when you're busy making other plans. And her partner got sick, and she had to move into his house to help him, and because they were living apart, but she moved in to help. And in that time he died, and she had to then deal with that reality, that different life. And she never got around to doing the things that she wanted to do with her material and her sewing stuff. And I mean, the article is really funny. Joan talks about it in a very beautiful way. That she could have actually opened a warehouse to sell her fabrics because there was so much stacked up. And I'm the same, actually, with some things, like smaller things, and I'll share some of those things in a second with you, because I'm a big jewelry maker. I didn't make this one, but I like to make jewelry and cabochons, and I have little boxes of those that are tucked away here. But I live in a room. I have one room, and it's a studio room that has a small kitchen area, bathroom, of course, and storage behind me. But I've got everything in this room that's important to me could actually fit into 3 suitcases. And I have those suitcases, they're in the back there. I move them when I do the videos, but they're here. And I could actually put every single thing that's important to me into those 3 suitcases. I have no storage units, no boxes anywhere downstairs in the basement, no storage, shelving anywhere. This is it. And it took me 10 years to actually get to this point. And it wasn't just the doing of the downsizing, but it was also the emotional release, so letting things go. But anyway, Joan talks about the fact that, when her husband went in to, clear the storage unit, she was just astonished at how much stuff there was there that no one ever used. And you're paying like a really a big amount of money for most storage units. How many of you have storage units? I would be surprised if it wasn't as many as 50% have a storage unit either in your apartment building downstairs where you don't see it, or just in a block of storage units somewhere. And I think it's really a powerful thing. So this is probably in your 60s, 70s a time to start thinking about what you want to do with your stuff. If your daughter or your son or grandkids had to deal with, sorting out everything when you're gone, what would that be like for them? Can you make it easier? There's a couple of things. There's that, the Swedish, is it death cleansing they call it, where they just, at 60 or 65, the society in Denmark, I think, or Sweden, says, basically, you're responsible. You're responsible for your stuff. Just clear it up so that you don't have to put your family through that process. And maybe that's something that we could talk about, even in a Patreon group meeting or something. It's a very, very powerful thing. And I don't know if anybody's read that book, but several I know have referred to it in comments on downsizing articles. And we've done a lot of those. It's a big deal. But this storage unit thing, did you know, I think they worked out, I'm talking about the average storage, $175 a month. And a friend of hers realized she'd been paying that for 16 years. $30,000. $30,000. she'd spent on a storage unit for 16 years for stuff that she didn't want. And she finally cleared it out. This wasn't Joan, this is one of her friends. But she said that she's got this friend had a collection of 80 dolls. I mean, don't we all have things that we collect? Maybe not. And maybe some of you have liberated yourself from the consumer world, which is a great goal, I suppose, to have. But I like to make jewelry. I like to knit. I've got little cupboards behind my cupboard there. I've got shelves of wool and knitted scarves that I probably should give away. But, we're all drawn to this collector's mindset to have things that are precious to us and we want to keep them nearby. And, that's logical. But I think if you get to the point where you're, tumbling over into storage units, that's cutting into your dreams about retirement. Because, for example, $30,000 could actually be a world cruise if you wanted to go on a world cruise and spend it all at once. Or it could buy, it could pay rent. It could pay rent for a couple of years, or it could, give you the extra to spend on, little treats for yourself, or to go out for a meal once a week. I mean, 30,000 can last a long time if you're not putting it into someone else's pocket, for the honor of keeping all your stuff out of the rain and safe. I know. I mean, I shouldn't be dissing. Maybe some of you own a storage unit company, and I should be respectful of that. But our children, honestly, there used to be that when you had this furniture and all these wonderful antiques, and you think, oh, the kids will love that. That'll be great legacy to give to the family when I die. But trust me, kids today don't want antique tables. They want shoes and clothes and computers and games. And, even the adult children would want things for their children or things for their home. It's just, having those things that we used to value so much, those antique things, those things that we would save for, those things that were treasures, not just to ourselves, but status symbols. Remember how important it was in our days, to have certain things that somehow when you got that thing, you then became more than middle class, or whatever haunted us in those days about being seen in society as having money, having as reached a point. Another thing I spent a lot of money on storage units for were sports equipment for my two sons, and skis and expensive things, things that you don't want to just throw away or even donate, because they just might next year come on holiday. After they go to college, you're not going to see them on your holidays probably much anymore. I'm generalizing, there's so many families that spend lots of time together, and it's great. And those things come in so handy. You can drive up to the storage unit, pull out all your ski stuff and your kayak, maybe your whatever the big things are that you have nowhere to put, and go on a great holiday in your cottage in the woods. And there's lots and lots of this kind of evocative memories that are associated with those things. But then 3 years pass and they're off working in another country, or they live in Japan, or they don't come to visit very often, and you've got their skis. Then what do you do? Anyway, you get the idea. I'm smiling and laughing at it, but I know it's hard. I know that storage units are almost like a little vestige of memories. They're places where you keep things that are important to you, that are treasures. That are treasures, or that cost a lot of money. I mean, if you've got bikes, for example, or like I mentioned, sports equipment, you don't want to be giving those away. And, the idea of selling things online or eBay, you've got to ship things, you've got to, it's just a hassle. But if you can get to the point where you can let those things go, then I think you will find yourself lighter, more relaxed, more able to live the life of your dreams in retirement. You know what the things are that you want to do. You're probably not going skiing. Well, maybe they are. But the point I'm making here is that if you want to fulfill some of your own personal dreams, one way you can do that is by getting stuff out of storage units. Not only will it make you feel lighter and better and more kind of just free to be yourself now. You don't have to hold on to those things from the past. It's just a powerful, powerful image. So what do you think about storage units? Have you got one? What have you got in your storage unit? Are you ready to let it go? Or are you going to continue to pay the rent every month to hold on to those treasures? I'd love to hear your comments on this. I'm, by the way, not being judgmental about storage units, because a lot of people use them for different reasons and love them. And it's great to have a little mini home, a little tiny home for your goodies. But maybe it's time. I'm just questioning, just raising the question. So do you have a storage unit, and what's in it? Let's just share. You don't have to tell us everything, but just generally what you store there. and whether you're ready perhaps to let it go. Okay, everybody. Well, thanks a lot for the attention and for staying with me on this. I hope that you enjoy these types of videos. If you do, please subscribe to our channel. And if you'd like to know when new ones come out, ring the bell. And I do 4 videos every week, and our bloggers do videos as well. So you can just be checking out on our YouTube channel all the time, and the notification bell will tell you when new videos are posted. And of course, if you don't want to do that, just like the video for me, just a thumbs up at the bottom under the video, and you can support us, share this video with other people. YouTube's algorithm loves that thumbs up. Take good care, everybody. Have a fabulous day wherever you are, and tell us about your storage unit adventures. Bye-bye for now.